Ladies and gentlemen, this 85-kilogram grappling contest is scheduled for one 10-minute round. Introducing first your fighter in the blue corner, weighing in at 85 kilograms, representing Progress MMA, Budo. And his opponent standing across the cage in the red corner, weighing in at 83 kilograms, representing the Oreohi.
Ready? Go. Here we go. 85 kg grappling match scheduled for 10 minutes. Dylan Orr representing Progress MMA. Chris Bungard's new gym, taking on Jake Oreohi from Urban Guerrillas.
Bit of a tie clinch battle going on there. Both guys trying to establish dominant grips. Off the bat, it does look like Jake is the more aggressive here. He looks like he's the one that's forcing the action, pushing the pace. It could be that Dylan's looking for an opportunity to get under him and shoot here. You can see Dylan's starting to use the wall a little bit here, trying to pull him to the wall by any means. I think that's a smart tactic, as I can only imagine having Chris as a coach, he's going to be very good at that.
Yeah, Jake likes to get those collar ties, fight the hands. Attempted a wee arm drag there.
Aye, both guys trying to win the grip exchanges here.
They lock it up. Maybe somebody pulls guard. So either way, this needs to go to the ground. We'll see how it gets there.
One of the things I see with gripping now, it's something that I used to make the mistake of. You've got to use it as a setup, like what just happened there. Now, he used it, but he's
first shot goes to Dylan.
A decent.
There's an arm in. I can't see if he's got the head.
I mean, he's got a decent grip, but what you can see here is Dylan's doing the right thing. He's staying nice and tight on it. He's looking at driving into him, trying to take away the squeeze, and again, that can only last forever. But there's only a certain amount of time he's going to be able to squeeze for, and you're going to start to see it weakening.
Dylan pops the head out. Now he's in top position.
Now, one thing about this position is it takes away your angles, because your shoulders are pinned against the back of the cage. So your usual stuff that's going to work in jiu-jitsu, you're not going to have that same movement or freedom.
That's the disadvantage or the advantage to the cage.
This is why I enjoy watching grappling in the cage, because it does even it up for your more MMA based grapplers.
Jake's still got the full guard. Dylan standing up. Long legs on Jake, he's able to keep that guard closed. Dylan really needs to break that guard to try and progress here.
100%. That's the battle that's going on. You can see Jake's doing quite a good job of maintaining it. But really, for either person to get some action, we're going to need to see angles get created. Because from this position with your shoulders up against the cage, it can be really difficult to get him going. You can see Jake's trying to isolate a wrist there, was looking maybe whip up a triangle, but still not a great position to be going for that here. Something that can help him is looking to invert, potentially going to K-guard when he stands up there and accessing the legs. Every time he's up on a foot, you've got an access point to be able to attack a limb. So at this stage, you would look for Jake to kind of break away, open it up, scoop underneath and start to try and invert and catch a connection. But if he stays in this position, it should be a fairly straightforward game for Dylan to solve.
Or even here he's got open up the guard and go for a sweep.
He has got that access now. He's on the leg just now with a single leg X, and he's managed to thread across, and he's looking at potentially, I don't know if it's submission grappling rules. As far as I understand, that means your heel hooks and everything are in here. So if that is the case, it will be
everything
lots
goes.
of opportunities. Aye. Some nice positional work for Dylan there.
I was just about to say, let's see how they do in the middle of the cage, and the next minute they're rushed back over to the fence.
Aye. Smart tactic for Dylan if he can look to negate that jiu-jitsu by driving him up against there. and you're going to get to see his passing ability here. And this is one of the biggest threats. Aye, 100%. Got to be careful
well
nowadays.
Spin out of there, jumps on the
nice
head.
Front headlock here.
Aggressive from Delanor. Just about got those hands clasped. Jake's doing a good job. Framing and rolling.
Yep, he needs to push the hips away here in order to keep the pressure off his neck. He's doing a good job there of using his left hook to elevate and take a bit of the pressure off there. But he might come out on top off of this. From that position, it should be fairly straightforward to get free. He's managed to get himself out on top. This is a really good back and forth match. Yep. I wouldn't want to be the judge in this one.
We've not needed the judges so far. Still plenty of time on the clock for someone to get a finish. And Jake,
just at that, he's managed to get a good connection with upper body, and he's got his hooks in now. So
Jake needs to be pinned to him, chest to back. If he changes that angle. Nice work from Delanor. Back into Jake's guard. Had some trouble breaking that guard before, Craig.
Aye, we're going to get to see if he can get any setups off.
I'd like to see Jake attempt a sweep from the bottom.
100%. He needs to create more angles here in order to get opportunities. Nowadays it's going to be really difficult, but he is isolating that wrist there, so small chance of a triangle.
Dylan sitting back on his heels, keeping his weight back, regrouping before going again. He's up to the feet, stacking up. A lot of pressure on Jake's neck, trying to force a mistake. He's exactly where he wants to be as well, Craig, right next to Chris.
His corner will be able to give him instructions exactly what to do next. I was just kind of laughing at that. It's quite funny, especially with Chris being in his corner.
Yeah.
But that's the great thing about martial arts, it puts all that crap aside.
Scott Davis in the corner there, urging Jake to open the legs up, make something happen. You're not going to win the match by staying in this position.
He's using the can opener there. Great technique, absolutely brutal.
Yeah, putting a lot of strain on the neck there, just cranking on it.
It forces your opponent at the bottom to open their guard. It's probably banned because it's so effective.
Looks like Dylan was trying to force that fist through and just push it into his neck.
It will be an interesting one to score, because although we're seeing a lot of possession here, we're not seeing much getting done from the top. He needs to pass his legs in order to create more opportunities from here. Otherwise it is just positional control.
It's not as if Jake's been throwing a lot of attacks from his back, so the judges will probably see Dylan has been the more dominant.
I would say so. I think for Jake to get the action going here, he just needs to throw up something and no care about position, because ultimately you're going to transition through it there anyway.
Yeah. Tough when you're right against the cage like that though.
100%. It's one of these lessons that you learn for matches like this, where they can be really frustrating, but you've got to move, you know.
I'm just wondering, when he's standing like that, you can maybe grab the ankles and pump a sweep, but Dylan's keeping a good angle, keeping pressure downward. Hips high, shoulders low.
At this stage I would look for Jake to be maybe switching to a butterfly guard, trying to elevate, kick the legs out, create a bit of space, wrestle up.
The same goes for Dylan. He's not going to get a finish from this position, and he cannot break the guard, so
no.
Is the onus on him to attack more and progress, or is the onus on Jake to reverse and sweep? if none of them can break through, it's just a stalemate. We'll stay here till the end and we'll see what the judges think.
A lot of heavy pressure here, but it's not going to get him past the guard. It's certainly showing positional dominance, but it's not going to get him. He could maybe go back to that can opener, potentially look to stuff the hips there when he's getting up.
I would just be waiting. As soon as Dylan resets back to his knees, grab, scissor sweep, something like that, quick, that he's not going to expect. But it looks like we're going to go the full distance.
He's finished with a,
there we
an
go.
attempt on the neck, but yeah, be interesting to see who gets the decision here.
So since we went the full 10 minutes,
Nice.
we're going into overtime here. It's going to be fastest escapes, EBI rules. Dylan Orr starts in the back, hooks in. Jake Oreo needs to defend.
It'll be an escape, won't it? I'm guessing it must be a
I would have assumed that was an escape. Maybe the rules are slightly
time
different
limit.
tonight.
fully disconnected, I guess, not just positional. That's fair enough.
So you must need to fully disengage.
That's interesting. It's quite a cool format.
Keeps it interesting, eh?
At least you definitely get a winner, you know.
Here we go. Roles have been reversed. Can Dylan escape quicker than Jake?
I think the biggest thing with the
Dylan did a good
rear-naked
job of
choke in
standing up.
particular is people struggle with their lower body connection, whereas if you've got that lower body connection, it's much easier to stay attached.
There's your winner. Dylan Orr escapes quicker than Jake. He'll be taking his win back to Progress MMA.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for both grapplers. So your winner in overtime